Today I'm going to talk about something most real estate agents don't want to admit. How you can sell your house without a realtor. Look, I'm a real estate agent myself and I live here in the greater Toronto area, but I know not everyone wants to pay commission or work with an agent, and that's fine. My job is to give you the facts so you can make the best possible decision for yourself. So in this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to sell your house on your own step by step. And I will tell you the truth about the pros and cons of both so you know what to expect. But before I do that, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe because I will be making more of these videos for you in the future. With that said, let's get started. Step number 1, pricing. So let's be real for a moment. The reason why you want to sell your house without a realtor is so that you can save money. But ironically, some for sale by owners actually lose more money than they save. But why? I'll tell you why. Because of the price. They price their home too high. You price your home too high because you are emotionally attached. You love your home as you should. Maybe your kids grew up there. It means something. It's special to you. Maybe you saw your neighbor's house sell for $1 million a couple years ago and you're thinking to yourself, mine is worth more because I have more upgrades. But here's the reality. You price your home too high, buyers will ignore it and your house sits on the market. And here's the worst part. The longer your home sits on the market, the less desirable it becomes. And buyers start to think, well, what's actually wrong with this house? Why hasn't it sold? And then what's going to happen is that you'll be forced to lower your price and you'll actually maybe end up selling it for less than what's actually worth. And here's how to price your home right without using a realtor. First, you have to make an account on websites like House Sigma and Zillow. And then you have to find recent home sales and you got to compare similar properties. For example, if you're living in a 2-story, 3-bedroom home, you don't want to compare it to a 4-bedroom back split. You want to look at same number of bedrooms, same number of bathrooms, lot size, and similar neighborhood. And you got to adjust for renovations and market trends. And you got to be honest with yourself. Like when you're looking at these pictures of those homes that are sold, look at their kitchen, look at their bathrooms, and compare that to yours. Does yours look better? Or do theirs look more updated? Do theirs look more modern? This is something extremely important and you got to be very honest with yourself. Sure, you will not have full MLS access like a real estate agent, but this will get you very close. And here's a pro tip. If you can, I would highly recommend that you get an appraiser, a reputable appraiser in there to get your house appraised before you list it. It's going to cost you a couple $100, but it's well worth it. Or alternatively, you can ask 2 or 3 different agents, real estate agents, to come and give you a market evaluation of your home. And that is completely free. Step number 2, getting your house ready. First impressions can make or break your sale because buyers won't look at your house the same way that you do. So before you list, you want to declutter and clean. You want to make sure every corner of your house is spotless and you remove anything personal from walls, like personal pictures, anything on your fridge, anything that pertains to you. You want to make sure your house is as neutral as possible. You got to make sure your curb appeal looks good. If you have a front porch that looks like it's falling off, please stain it and paint it. If you have a garage door that's falling off, make sure you get that replaced before you list it because you don't want buyers pulling up in your driveway and getting turned off. And also high quality photos only, no bad pictures. I would also highly recommend that you hire a third-party staging company or an interior designer to come in and just make your space look better and nicer because you want to be as picture perfect as possible. And I'll guarantee you 99% of for sale by owners don't stage their home because here's the reality, okay? House shopping is kind of like dating. People judge with their eyes first and buyers are judging your home based on pictures. So if your house has really outdated furniture, or if the pictures look like it was taken on a 2005 flip phone, you've already lost half the battle. Step number 3, where to list it. You see, a lot of people are under the impression that if you don't use a realtor, you cannot put your house up on MLS, and that's completely false. There are real estate brokerages that will put up your house on the market for a flat fee. These brokerages usually charge a flat fee of like $2,000 or $2,500 to list it, and you will get the same MLS exposure as a realtor would. Now, for the record, I'm a full-service real estate broker here in the greater Toronto area, so I'm not affiliated with any of these, discount or flat fee brokerages. So I can't really share their names but you can go on Google and just do a simple search, and within minutes you have a couple of pretty well-known names. But this is imperative. It's absolutely crucial that you do this, because by putting your house up on MLS, your house or your listing will get distributed to all the public web forms. The 90% of showings that you will get for your home, the 90% of the exposure will come from MLS. So make sure that you do this, and you do this thoroughly. But the downside of that is that majority of people that are looking online have a realtor. And a lot of realtors don't like to deal with for sale by owners because they don't want to be dealing with an unrepresented party, or also because they want to make sure that they get paid. And as you know, not every single real estate agent is ethical. So they can potentially steer their clients away from your home because you are for sale by owner and you may not be paying a commission. So you will most likely have to offer some type of compensation for the buyer's agent. And here in the Greater Toronto Area, the average, or you should say standard commission to the buyer's agent is 2.5% plus HST. Although that's not set in stone, and that can be negotiable. And without that, most likely you will have less buyers looking and you will get less visibility for your home. And also, I recommend putting a big for sale sign on your front lawn, but do not use those cheap, like stick-in ones where you put for sale with a Sharpie. I mean, do a proper big sign on your front lawn so it's visible to everyone around you. Step number 4 is showings and negotiations. To cut you some slack, a lot of agents even mess this part up. So once you put your house up on MLS, buyers will start reaching out, and sometimes they want to see your house as early as 9 o'clock in the morning or as late as 8 p.m. with very little notice. And you also have to screen buyers because some of them are just window shopping and not seriously looking, and you have to be prepared to negotiate because some buyers will lowball you. Buyers will test you. They will say things like, oh, you know what, your house needs work, we're gonna do 50,000 below ask, or the market is changing, we love your house, but the best I can do is $100,000 below asking, or what's the lowest that you're willing to consider to make this deal happen, so on and so forth. And you, as a seller, you have to be ready for that, and you have to know what to say in those situations. And the truth is, every single seller is emotional when it comes to selling their home. And to give you an analogy, a lot of people have a hard time selling their car on their own on Auto Trader or Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. So that's why they go to a dealership and trade it in, even though they might be able to get more by selling on their own or privately. So if you think selling a car on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace was stressful, then just remember that selling your house on your own privately is probably going to be much more stressful. Step number 5, closing the deal. If you make it this far, congratulations. You prepped your house for sale, you cleaned, you took nice photos, you put it up on MLS, you dealt with showings and offers, and now you're here. So you got an offer accepted on your property, but before it firms up, you have to have a real estate lawyer reviews the legal documents. This is to make sure that there are clauses to protect you and your best interest in case something happens before or after closing. And the buyers will also do a home inspection, but you got to remember that if issues come up, buyers will use that as a negotiation tactic. This is very, very crucial. I mean, if you come this far, you have to stay calm and you have to stay composed and level-headed. One wrong move means the deal could fall apart and you're back to square one. So these are the 5 steps to sell your house on your own without a realtor. And many people have done so successfully without a realtor and saved thousands of dollars on the commission. But I also want to be real with you for a moment. You see, real estate agents are the middleman between buyers and sellers. Because here's the thing, sellers want the most money and buyers want the lowest price. And the problem is both parties think they are right. And this isn't even about real estate. This is just human psychology. So what happens when there's no middleman? Well, buyers could lowball you like crazy and you could lose control, become very emotional, and you're not going to budge. And then the deal falls apart. I've seen sellers reject good offers because they felt disrespected. And I've seen buyers walk away from deals over tiny details that could have easily been negotiated. A good realtor, a good middleman, or a good middle person removes emotion from the deal and gets both parties to meet in the middle. So if you're not careful and if you're not level-headed, you could be arguing with random strangers about thousands of dollars And trust me, it's not going to be fun. So yes, it is entirely possible to sell your home without the help of a realtor on your own, but you have to stay level-headed because you could be arguing with random strangers about thousands of dollars, and you have to make sure you're level-headed, you're composed, and that you're not acting on emotion. If this video helped you, I want you to hit that like and subscribe button for more real estate content. And if you're serious about selling your home here in the Durham region or in Toronto with or without a realtor, I'd love to chat with you. Send me a DM, drop a comment below, or book a meeting with me through the first link in my bio because I want to make sure that you make the best decision moving forward. Until next time.